Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Raj, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever we find you. I'm JJ. It's thetradingsyndicate.org. And this is where I want to teach you how to make some money without driving you crazy. Right? That's the goal. The goal is to try and teach you how to make some money without driving you completely bonkers. Nice and simple. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Hank, what's up, Timo, Moran? Good afternoon to all the folks in Europe. Good morning to those of you who are just getting going stateside and in North America. Well, let's go dig into this puppy and see what's shaking here. So it's an inside night. Our low is 68.44 and 3/4. So we just one tick off my 44.5 level. Overnight inventory is short. Now, when I say overnight inventory is short, it's just a fancy way of saying that the majority of the trading has been underneath yesterday's close. So the normal course of business is if you have, say you have the close here, and you have inventory trading underneath that close, you are looking for a move up to correct that inventory. Hey Harris, what's up? How are you doing? Now, if you don't get that move higher, that means you are having selling pressure in the market. So if overnight inventory was long above the close, we're looking for a move like this, lower. So if we don't get that move lower, that means there are buy orders here that are holding and supporting price, and those buy orders will start moving up, pushing price higher. So right now we have short inventory. We've had a couple of corrections, but we have had a seller at 68. Let me just make sure I get this level right. 68, 62/4. There has been a seller for hours. Then the seller dropped down here, then here, then here, then here. So how this works, people who are just joining us and aren't used to the way I look at markets, what I do is I look at markets in the way your grandpa and your great-grandfather looked at markets. The top of the candles are where the sellers come in and start lowering price. That's how you get a trend line. Right? Now, I'm not a trend line guy, but a trend line down means that the sellers are lowering price. Why does a seller lower price? Because there's competition. Right? I'm selling Alexander's selling, All Right's selling, Harris, Kevin, we're all selling here. So I'm going to go lower so I can get rid of my product. That's what creates that trend line down. Now, when you get a trend line up, it means that the offer is moving higher, the sellers are moving price higher, and the buyers are chasing price higher. Exactly. Now, to find the bid, Raj, we got to wait till the market opens. Let's see if it holds 44 and 3/4, right? That's what we're waiting for now, to see if the market can hold 44 and 3/4. There's obviously a seller in here, right? And that's good. We haven't had any kind of selling in a while, right? We've had pure trend up for the last 4 or 5 sessions. We had a break, right? And now we're going sideways here. Tomorrow's a Fed day, so there won't be a ton of risk, you know? There's not going to be a ton of risk taking place. Hey, Dan, how you doing? So what do we do? How do we trade this? Well, here's the thing, folks. To trade this market, you need to pick your spots. If you're trading and you see, I'm using a 1-minute chart. If you're new to trading, I suggest you learn how to trade using a 1-minute chart so you can learn how to react quickly. We had an example of that here. We had an example of learning how to act quickly, how to put your stops in. You know, we were in the room talking about this move down. Well, we'll talk about that a little later. Right? I had a nice one trade, a look below and fail of 53/4 up to about 58. That was the only one trade I took today. That was it. I waited through all of this crap. There was nothing to do. I got that one nice look below and fail. This kind of price action is untradeable. The only way you can trade that as a retail trader is to build a position short, use 63 as your risk, and then wait for it to break. And you might be waiting a while, because in this instance, you were waiting from 11 o'clock, 11:40 my time, to when it actually broke and would have been profitable. You would have been waiting for an hour, holding that short position, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Not saying it can't be done, but it's not a scalper's market. So when you are looking at markets and they're doing this, there's no scalping for you, right? If you're a scalper, that's not conducive to scalping. You need this to scalp. You need this to scalp, right? You need price to move and there to be some follow through so you actually have a chance of, having some follow through on your trades. If there's no follow through on your trades, you're just stuck, right? For my friends in Canada, it's like you're just stuck in a snowdrift, waiting for somebody to come dig you out, right? And that's no fun, right? That's no fun at all. So we got to wait, and we got to be tactical about this, right? Like, listen, we've got, 3 weeks left in this month? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3, right? You don't want to blow up all the money that you made this year in the last 3 weeks of this month, right? I don't think you do, right? So let's get things going. Let's plan out our trades for the open, okay? I am looking, because of the constant seller, right? Seller, 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 and they're moving down. I am looking for 68.40 to transact off the open, maybe even before the open. And I want to see what kind of buying reaction is down there at 68.40 And if we're down there, hey, let's go check out 68.35 and see if we can get, maybe do a look below and fail of yesterday's low. That would be nice, right? Let's go take a look at the 4-hour chart and see if that gives us any additional insight. Where is the 4-hour candle wax? Here we go. On the 4-hour chart, last week we had a seller. We had a seller at 54 and a quarter, and then it finally lifted. Those sellers are back. So I'm looking at 54 and a quarter. If we can't get back up there, I'll be looking for that 31, right? We were talking about 35, 31. Those are the areas that I'd be interested in on a 4-hour candle if I was trading. Look at, you can see the sellers were here. They were up here at 94. We didn't even get back up to 76 after that dip, so they've been selling right there. Right there. What's that level? 68.69. Right? On that 4-hour candle chart, they've been, if you look at two candle tops and they have the exact same high, that means the sellers are there constantly, right? Why are the sellers there? Well, because we are rolling over contracts. The new contract is trading at 69.07. We're trading at 68.49. So if it was to roll now, it'd be a real mess. So people need to try and cover and balance out and clean up their, what we call a trade blotter. A trade blotter is, your positions, your book. People need to go clean that up, and that's what you're witnessing. Hopefully, we can get some short covering, and that's why the market's kind of, if you look at the 1-minute chart, it's just stepping down. It's like going down steps. Bring over the half-hour candle chart. For those of you who don't have market profile, a half-hour candle chart with a couple of zones and lines is just quite a beautiful thing. You can see right at this level here, you can see where support comes in. There's that 68.36, which is just above that 31, what we saw on the last chart. So that's where we'll be looking for bids if we break below. $68.36 3/4, and then of course if that breaks, we have some better levels on the smaller time frame charts to help you out with. But you could see the distribution. We're in pure distribution up here, and we've been distributing above 68.18, 68.25. We've been distributing above that now since the 26th. Okay. So interesting stuff. We'll see what happens. We have, a Fed meeting tomorrow. See if we get any kind of big inventory correction downwards, right? The half-hour candle charts are wonderful. They give you great trades on a longer time frame. It's just like, so if you don't have TPO, that's okay. You don't need market profile. You can use the same theories and business model that market profile shows you, and you can look at that, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So let's see how we open this thing up. Trades off the open. I want it to open. Right now we have a seller at 68.50. Clear as the nose on your face. The problem is pre-market candles are very small. So when the candles are very small, that means business is slow, right? So when business is slow, I don't like to trade when business is slow because there's very little follow through, right? If there's very little follow through, I could get stuck in a position. So let's open this puppy up and see. We still have 12 minutes. Before the open, let's go look at what the cool kids are doing in equities. 278 on Crabapple. Amazon 226. Nothing really crazy going on out there. I got to look at that weirdo BMNR. See if that stays above 35. I just have morbid curiosity about some of these deals like MSTR and BMNR. I need to clean up that Google chart. It's a mess. What are the masters of the universe at Goldman doing? 865. Gotta love Goldman. Wouldn't it be nice to be a Goldman partner and have stock? That would be beautiful. Meta, 662. Let's go look at Leather Jacket Guy, see what he's up to. Leather Jacket Guy, look at that. High of 189 pre-market. Working that new distribution balance zone between 179 and 195. So staying above 186 could be interesting for NVIDIA. I know everybody wants to short that stock. I don't know. Everybody seems to bang away at that thing, but the more people short it, the higher it goes. Same with Palantir, back to 180. What else were we looking at? Oh yeah, Muscosaurus. How's Muscosaurus doing? Ooh, we almost got up to 462 and change on Tesla, but looks like it's going to have a bit of a gap down. What's weirdo MSTR doing? 181. This MSTR just does not. Something about this stock just bothers me, the way it trades. But who am I to criticize, right? Oh yeah, Microsquish. Let's go see Microsoft. 490 and change. Okay. Yeah, see right here you can see that there's a seller in Microsoft. Right at this level. Right? So 494.48, it needs to clear that. 504 is your target if it does on Microsoft. And back to the ES and no change yet. We're waiting for business to pick up. Waiting for business to pick up. Yeah, you have all sorts of interesting stuff going on in the market. Year end, there's a lot of accounting things that go on. So, I don't know. I'm really only trading my A plus setup and only when I see it clearly. The other thing I'm not doing is I'm not trading unless I'm really dialed in. Like I'll scalp micros, but I am not going to trade any sort of significant size um, unless I'm really, really dialed in. You know, I've got to be dialed in. I've got to be totally focused. Otherwise, I'm just inviting people to like take my money. Like right here, there's nothing to do. I mean, if you're already short, great, right? You can see that there's some bids at 47 and a half, 47 and a quarter, but there's no movement, right? It's not a situation like you don't want to. It's like getting on a train and then the train all of a sudden doesn't go anywhere, right? Not exactly the position you want to be in. So hopefully, when they open the doors to Walmart here, we get a little action. This was the only decent action we had. There was a little bit of news that created some order flow, and a couple of big sell orders hit the market and bounced right back, right? That was really the only excitement of the entire overnight session, and it lasted about a minute and a half. As as the holidays come around, I imagine it's going to be a little slow. Okay. Creeping lower. Hey, Scalp King, how you doing? That's what I'm looking for, Hank. I'm looking for a look below and fail of the overnight low. And those of you who are joining us on mixing up my social media, those of you who are joining us on YouTube, a look below and fail of that overnight low or the previous daily low, what that trade involves is, say we're going to use the previous day low, right? The market comes down, looks underneath that low, the sell orders run out, and then the market comes back up. When it reclaims that level, we go long, we have a place to put our stop, and then we have targets. Same thing with the overnight low. If it takes out the overnight low, gets down here, fails to take out 40, turns around and comes back up, we can buy above the overnight low, put our stop at the overnight low, and then your first upper stop would be 52 and change. So that's how you could structurally take those trades. Right? Those are exactly what we're looking for. It'll be nice after the Fed does their thing. We can get some better order flow in here and get back to work. I haven't, when I've been trading lately, I've been taking, I'll be lucky if I get 2 or 3 good trades a day. I'll be lucky if I get 3. I'm happy if I get 1 or 2. really, quite honestly, if I get one decent one, I'm all right with that. Because the way it's been, it's like you're doing this and you're waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. You go to the bathroom for like 2 minutes, you come back and the trade's gone. You're like, ah. Here we're going to take out the overnight low. See how we're front running it now? It's so easy to get chopped up when the markets are slow. Now they're slow for a reason because nobody wants to take any risk, right? And when they're slow like that, ugh. So we're just kind of, we haven't taken out the overnight low. A little bit of short covering there so far. Poor high and poor low, right? Yeah. And all that means, folks who are at home, poor high means the sellers are competing at the high. Poor low means that the buyers are competing at the low to get product. So, and what that means is, in basic simple English, is that there's a lack of follow through, right? So a poor low is something that you can buy, right? If I was on the ball, if I wasn't looking the other way, we would have been buying 46, stop 45, selling up here, right? Very simple trade, right? Poor low, you buy it, put your stop underneath it, and then you sell into that strength. Oh, did it tag on the micro? Yeah, the order flow is a little different on the micro. Couple of ticks here, a couple of ticks there. That's not bad. If you had bought 46, 47 and sold 50, I'll take that. And that's how we make money here, right? Just simple trades based on, oh, there's supply, let's go short. Oh, there's no supply, let's go grab some, go long, sell it into strength, right? Pretty simple. Pretty simple. It's not rocket science, but boy, it takes a lot of work. It's not rocket science, but it's definitely a job. And when I take trades on stream, they seem smooth, but man, there was a lot of time and effort putting into making them smooth because really for years I struggled when I started doing this. Even having an institutional background, you still had to learn the ways of retail trading. It's not a cakewalk. So we're off, we're open. Let's see what we do. I'm looking for that overnight low to get hit again. It's been tested in the pre-market, but not during. regular trading hours. Boy, it's slow open, isn't it? Gosh. You know, the thing is, they've also adjusted the algos for the tweeting, so we don't get the same effect. So when a market opens and it's slow like this, you got to learn how to relax. Just take it easy. Wait for the order flow. Come in. There's no need to jump. Everything's kind of opening a little bit lower today. Right? Taking some steam out of the market. That's good. Come on now. Let's see if we can coax this puppy lower down to 45, 44. Yeah, we need the president to get active on Twitter again. Get out there and cause a little havoc. Get back to his Dennis the Menace self, you know? Oh, thanks, Dan. We got some news at 10? Perfect. Perfect. No go on that overnight low. Huh? Now remember, overnight inventory is short, okay? Let's see if we can get back over 54. I might be interested in a long if we can take up 54 and stay above it now. Problem is VWAP is the goalkeeper. And I just tried to buy 54 and a half and I couldn't get it and it popped on me. Let's see if it comes back and holds 54 and a quarter. Not yet. No, there's still a seller there. It's now going to move down. We're going to try and find that bid. Is that bid at 52? Struggling. It's creeping, but it's struggling. So I suggest if you are long, please get your sell orders out there. Right? I got one at 53 and one at 53 and a half. And I sold them at 55 and a quarter. Not the greatest trade, but it's working. And I got one left now. I sold the other one at 55 and three quarters. And I'm going to try and get 56 for the next one. I got one last one, and that's 56. And I'm done. Yeah, you don't know. It's low. It's a low volume environment, right? So why did I take that trade? Because I saw bids at 52. Very simple, right? I saw bids here, right? I saw the bid here, so I bought this. And then I just flipped it up into this. Right? As soon as I bought it, my sell orders were out. You know, 4 or 5 contracts. See if I could just get in with the flow of things. So that's my second trade of the day. Not glamorous. It'll pay the light bill and the phone bill. No follow through over VWAP yet. Nobody's in a rush to buy, right? Risk off means really nobody's really in a risky mood, right? Not before a Fed meeting. And the last one of the year. Point of control is right at 54. Now, if we get over 57 and take out the 60s, you're going to be looking for this 62 area here because there have been sellers just sitting there like crows on a power line. Right? So if we pop VWAP, you're looking for 60. And then up here at 62 and change, 62 quarter, they'll be there. See, they're trying to creep VWAP now. Watch the offer. Watch the birdie. Right? As the offer lifts, that means the sellers have seen buyers. There's no smooth follow through yet. So you got to be patient. I don't like using the word patient because when you tell people to be patient, they automatically shut off. So how about you got to be smart? Right? To hell with patience, be smart. So it's not ready for prime time yet. LBF on the overnight low, Harris, let me go into that. Before I started using candle charts, I only traded with market profile. So I would do the LBF of the overnight low. Now there's just more opportunity with candle charts where you can do an LBF from the transition. That's actually a good question, Jiraj. No, I don't, but I will. There you go, Jiraj. Now you're starting to cook with gas. Right? The old peanuts working. Right? That's something I never thought of. Do you look for one time framing as a sign of follow through? That's a very profound statement. Now you're cooking with gas. Good to see. Right? So what he's saying is as the candles are the lows are getting higher, that one time framing higher, it means that there is follow through. The price action is crappy, right? The price action is crappy and slow, and it makes you think the market's weak. But the candles, if the lows are getting higher on every single candle or every, and the pullbacks are not taking out the prior lows on the candle, there is follow through. Very good. Very good. So we said if we got over 57, we'd go tickle 60, and then there's going to be that seller. I know they're in the bushes. They're lurking here, right? They're lurking. Let's see if they drop in at 62. Oh, right at 60 and a quarter, 60 and a half. Well done, man. There we go. That's what I've been waiting for. Nice. Right? Insight is tough in this business. There's so much to look at. Look at that seller come in. Boom. That's okay. Let him sell. Let's see if we hold 54 and a quarter. Let him sell. Let him sell. Let them sell. So we just broke the one time framing. The sellers, their software, took the market up and then just boom. It's like in wrestling when they grab a guy, throw him up in the air, and slam him into the canvas. That's exactly what happened. That was just one big order, right? I was waiting for them to come in and sell it. There they are. They showed their hand. So now you know that there's a seller at 60. right? That's how you carry that information forward. There you go, Moran. There you go. There you go, Espill. Smart buyers don't buy highs, right? It's the chasers. That's okay. We need them too, right? Chasers need love too. Fill them, right? Now, as we creep past the 58 halves, 59s, is that seller still lurking? Are they still in the bushes? Are they waiting? Let's see. Where do they come in and spank us? Right? It's a little choppy here. There's always order flow at VWAP. There's always back and forth, you know, people who want to do business at VWAP. That's okay. Let them transact. You guys are full of insight today. I'm glad. It's really nice to see. It means you're thinking about things. That's good. That's a good thing. Ooh, golly. Might be a bit of a slow morning. For those of you who are interested, I did a video this morning. I hope it was useful. The room was really dialed in and participating, and we went and talked about time frames and how to look at time frames um, and use them in a practical manner. So please check that out. We're always trying to improve the education here so we can give you good, intelligent, actionable information that you can actually use to make money. That's the trick. There's so much information out there, but how much of that are we going to use to make money? That's the problem. This is really choppy now. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Hmm. You're reading the tape and you see that they're large orders for the same amount far away from current price. Those are inventory prints, Jess. So those large orders is, say I was working an order for you and I completed it, I would print that from my trader inventory to the client account. It's a method, it's what we call an inventory print. It's a print that is a sort of a bookkeeping entry. Basically what that's like is you're drinking in the bar all night, at closing time you sign your tab. It's like closing off your tab. So what we're doing is a market maker or something like that will hold that position in their account while they're working an order for a large client, and then when that order is completed, they will transfer that position from their inventory to the client's account, or the client's inventory account, or omnibus account, or whatever they have, out of omnibus into client, or however that's set up. So that's a bookkeeping entry. You'll see that a lot in stocks. You'll see that a lot in equities. It's an inventory print. Usually we'll wait until after the close to print those, but if the client wants the print now, yeah, they're not going to do you any good. Really, for us retail traders, the best thing, the best indicator of where the buyers and sellers are, believe it or not, is the chart, is the candle chart. Like, because right now you can clearly see that there is a seller at 68.60 and underneath, right? You can clearly see the sellers are here. And they stop selling here. So it's just kind of banging back and forth over VWAP as business is slow. Right? Not the greatest time for us as traders. I mean, we could trade the look below and fail of 53 up to 58, look above and fail of 60 back down to 57, right? And that's how you can make some money during this chop. Hey Leslie, how you doing? How's snowy Denver? Jam, what's up? Computer working okay? So if you wanted to short 59, 58, stop above 60, put a bid at 56 and 3/4. That's the way you want to play this. Now, as we lift over that 60/4, we know that there's a seller at 62/4. You know what? Tape reading. Here's something that nobody will ever tell you, Jess. If you watch the chart, basically the chart is the tape, right? All the chart is, it's taking this, we're taking this, and we're putting it in a graphical form, which is easier on the eyes. So instead of watching the ask all the time, you can just watch it here, and as it lifts, then you know not to short. Simple stuff like that, right? So you don't have to drive yourself crazy trying to learn how to read the tape. It's not a skill that's needed. All you got to do is watch your 1 minute candle chart. It'll show the same thing. Hey, Mark, how you doing? So how I roll the contract is when the volume new contract overtakes the volume in the old. So right now, Mark, and I've seen that you've asked the question a couple of times, if you look at the new contract, only has 11,000 contracts traded. The old one has 242,000. So as rollover approaches, that number will overtake that number. And that's when I do it. Now, Mark, there's also a video that I've given you that video on contract rollover where I go in depth on how to do it. Let me just pull it up. I think somebody already did a posted it, but let me go grab the link. There you go. So we're creeping past that 62.25 seller. They're seeing. You'll be surprised how much information you can get off a 1-minute chart. You'll be surprised. The only thing is people have been looking at all the wrong stuff. They're looking at patterns and indicators and all sorts of stuff. All you got to do is watch the offer. If the offer is going up, don't short it. If the offer is going down, short it. Right? If the offer is going up, go long. Right? Now what? Little distribution up here. So we've been underneath VWAP for a good amount of time, a couple hours. We need to take this and sell it up here. We can sell it above VWAP because that's how the industry works. We just need to find some buyers. There we go. Now we're looking for the close. Now remember, inventory was short. No, the sellers do see buyers, but not that much follow through. Right? Not much follow through, Moran. So if you and I are sitting there and we're selling at 63, and you're kind of like, JJ's selling at 63 and he's taking all my customers. I'm going to go to 62.75. Then I'll go 62.5. Then you go 62, right? And then some buyers will come in and start nibbling those 62s. Then we'll all move up at the same time. So Trader Y, can you briefly go over the behavior in POC? Okay. So when the POC moves up, so the point of control right here now is here, right? At 68.55. So we'd like to have that move up here so we can sell those 3,600 contracts up here. And we can move all that inventory up. When the point of control moves down, we're looking for accumulation. When the point of control moves up, we're looking for distribution. It's really just that simple, right? What I like to do is I'd like to sometimes wait until the point of control moves up to short a market. Sometimes that works, but I don't have the numbers behind it. That's the problem. Buying is short covering. Now, would you take the limitless thing last night, Jiraj? You're good. Buying is just short covering. Once the buying correction is complete, there's no new buying. That's why you get that little move back down. That's why the old traders say that short covering weakens a market. Once those orders, but what they don't tell you is short covering weakens a market once once those orders are filled, then price will look for the next buyer. But if the market comes down to those buy orders and doesn't fill them and does this, that's when short covering supports the market. Very good. Very good. Tag the close to the tick. Oh, these algorithms are beautiful. So precise. The old peanut's working, eh? I told you. Didn't I tell you? You put in the time, it's going to start making sense. There you go. Beautiful. Now you're cooking with gas. Unfilled bids create support. Unfilled offers create resistance. Ah, you guys have got it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now my job is done. I can go to sleep. uh, hey, Jonathan. Nicely done, my friend. Nicely done. What makes the POC move? Business, Mark. It moves down when we're accumulating because people are selling. It moves up when we're distributing because people are buying. No, it's the amount of contracts. Yeah, it's where. There you go. So now let's see if we can move the point of control. Well, watch. See, it's 38, it's 36.66 here, right? So let's see if we can move that up here somewhere. Yeah. It's all of this market profile stuff is a lot more simple than it's initially taught. And I don't mean to disrespect the teachers, right? I have huge, enormous respect for the people who've taught us market profile. I just think we can take it and make it a little bit more simple so people don't have to spend 10 years trying to figure it out. You know? If we can make it a bit more practical, if we can make it a bit more simple and actionable, so because the old market profile guys, they don't tell you where to take the trade, right? We want to use everything that we have to tell you where to take the trade, why the trade will work, what is the business reason behind the trade, where your risk should be given the amount, given the type of trade you're looking at. We want your risk to be managed, right? Profile, and profile is, it does give you a bit of an ice cream headache when you first start looking at it. I won't lie, because we're not used to looking at charts that way. So when you first look at market profile charts, you get it's like when you ate ice cream too fast, you get that headache because you never see them anywhere other than, in small dark corners of the trading world. right? I mean, you'll see bell curves and stuff in university and stats class, but they never flip it on its side and show you distribution over time. We're getting close to 3,000 contracts. Oh, there's 3,000 right here, right? There's right here. Let's see if we can move. We just need another 500. See how they're holding the market here and selling? They're selling all this stuff up here. That's all it is. Now, the profile didn't, the point of control didn't have time to move up because this price stability brought people. That's like the nightclub where the people are lining up and then everybody starts lining up and pushing to get in, right? So the point of control this time did not have a chance to move higher, right? Because the buyers came, tagged that overnight high to the tick, and if we break the overnight high, we'll be looking for 70. And then we just double the zones. Because it's just cost basis. So where are we at on our, whoop, sorry. Grab that 4-hour chart. Once again, another look below and fail of 68.54 on the 4-hour. Looking for around 76 as our top. If we get over 70, I'm looking for 76, 76 half, right? And practical. We want to keep our trading practical. So you folks don't have to, learn 300 different things in order to make some money and pay your phone bill. you know, that's all it is. Yeah. Now we're going to backfill that move, right? You go up to create demand. You go back and fill in that demand with supply. All right? Got all those orders that chase the market up. Let's go give them some product, right? Because our cost basis is under VWAP. So whether we sell it at 60 or 60, 66 or 63 doesn't matter. We're still printing money. I don't know if you guys have seen that guy on Instagram who makes fun of the private equity guys and the hedge fund guys. He's hilarious. Like he says, see, we're just printing. It just prints. Right? It just prints, which means printing money. It just prints. Oh, he's hilarious. All right. If we break 60, we're going to come back down to 57 and change, which is VWAP. See, look, there's the point of control. See how it moved? Right? Good distribution. Or as my buddy Addy would say, JJ, we need big, big distribution. I need to sell millions and millions of shares, JJ. Find me good distribution. Yeah, the good old days. Now, let's see if we have to put it on sale. Still have a poor high. We have a poor high from Globex, and we have a weak high because our high went right to the Globex high and stopped. So we have a poor high in Globex and a weak high in RTH. Right? If you were long, close your eyes and pretend you were long 10,000 contracts underneath, say from 50 to 53, 55, right? Well, you'd be happy to sell them up here. There you go, right? That's exactly what's going on, my friend. The seller is selling into the short covering. Now, you guys are really cooking with gas this morning. Love to see it. Beautiful. So that POC went from down here all the way up here, just where the overnight point of control is. What's next? What's next? See if we can get a touch of VWAP on the way down. Throw enough phones around and stuff starts to stick. It looks like we're going to come back and tickle VWAP. They might front run it by a tick or two. Depends on how aggressive the sellers are in marking down price, right? So when sellers are selling, basically what they're doing is they're being aggressive in marking down price. Just like Target and Walmart compete, so do market makers and wholesale longs in this business, right? You got to sell your inventory, right? You can't sit around and wait for prices to go up. Oh, trades, trades, trades. Where's the next trade? Look below and fail of 60, but we've got a seller at 62. So if you're long, say 60 and a quarter, half, 61, put some sell orders out above 62 and see if you can get a print. If you can't get a print, you know that this bugger is back. See? See how they're still there? They were there all night, and they're still there. Right? Simple candle charts can really help with your trading. All you got to do is just look at the information they're giving you, not the pattern. Nothing wrong with patterns or technical analysis, but how about let's find out what creates the pattern? Then if you find out what creates the pattern, you should be able to trade it more intelligently. None of this is random. People who say markets are random have never had a client tell them to sell 1,000,000 shares of a stock and have them call every 5 minutes to find out how much did you sell? How much did you sell? How much did you sell? If you try and tell that client that that's random, they're going to rip your face off and you're going to be fired and unemployable. Right? When people put hundreds of millions of dollars to work, they're not looking at random things. So when people tell you that markets are random, it shows a highly, highly lack of experience in trading size. That's why all the volume profile people and volume analysis people, and I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but why would you learn volume analysis from someone who's never traded volume? It makes no sense, right? If you're taking a volume analysis course or reading a book, ask whether that person has ever traded over 1,000,000 shares of stock. If they haven't, what the hell are they doing trying to teach you about volume analysis? Right? I don't know. That's just me. It's like learning mechanics from someone who's never taken a car engine apart. You know? Yep. It's nice and clear. Trade from the outside edges in. Be patient. Stock your trades. Wait for your trades, right? You're going to have to be a little bit more cunning, shrewd, smart, cagey, whatever adjective you want to use. You're going to have to do that because, you know, it's just work environment's just a little tougher. Just a little tougher. Thanks, Kevin. I just want to make sense for you guys so you can make some scratch. Right? That's all I want to do. Make some money and enjoy your life so you're not staring at the screen for 20 hours a day, driving yourself crazy and having a stroke. Because I've done that. It's no fun. You don't make any more money either. All you do is just screw up your health. Well, I know you've been working on that our simulator, Badir, so he's working on our project. I've decided to call it Project Greedy Bastard. That's what Badir is working on. It's going to teach you guys how to be greedy bastards. See you, Hank. Back to work. Have a good one. Be safe with all that propane. Boy, it's slow. So that's another thing, folks. When if it does slow down, if the pace of trading really slows, take that as your sort of cue to relax a little bit. You know? Cooking dinner? Oh, that sounds good. I'm not eating today, so eat something for me, Moran. Eat something really unhealthy for me. Intro for the sim. Oh, that's good. Oh my God. You and your AI. That's beautiful. How did you do that? Really good. Oh, it's Google. Oh, okay. Very cool. Folks, I'm sorry I'm not calling out trades, but there's just nothing going on here worth doing. If it keeps up like this, I'm going to have to go put in my 10,000 steps or my girlfriend's going to kill me. This PA is very hard to trade. Bring it back to profile here. You know what? Yeah, from now on, just so we don't clog up the ES chat, let's post the funny stuff in the Traders Lounge. Um, that way people won't be complaining that we're goofing off, right? Thanks, Badir. So what Badir is working on, he's working on a simulator with me to take you and put you in a wholesaler's perspective so you trade size, so you can understand things. When I talk, a lot of stuff doesn't get absorbed. This will hopefully help that learning process. Very slow. Gosh, it's slow. Let's see. As we close up this section, I gotta say, I'm still a little obsessed about the overnight low and this 68.40 level, right? I'm still I'm still looking for that because if we don't get any buyers over 64, they're going to put it on sale back down here again. And the people that we jammed up here at 58 and above, they're going to start to puke out. So unless we can take it up, we are going to revisit the lows, I think. Right? I am a little obsessed with our 68.40. We still have a lot of shorts to cover, right? What is that level? 68.45? 46 in MES? Cool. Yeah, definitely. We've got a nice balance on them. I mean, they're expecting the Fed to lower rates, right? So a lot of people say that's priced in. I have no idea what the reaction is going to be, but I think before contract rollover, hear me out. You might think I'm crazy, and I'm one thing I want you to watch for tomorrow, and we'll go over this. See, the shorts are trapped under this gap here, right? If they somehow could goose this thing down and we get a 67.88 print. Now I know that's a big move, but that would take out a lot of this inventory and allow these shorts who are trapped under here to cover before a move up at the end of the month. I'm not saying it has to happen, but that would be a great scenario for people who are trapped under 67.88. Do you guys get what I'm saying? See, already now we're down to VWAP, right? So because of the lack of follow-through buying, inventory correction, man, you're 3 for 3. What's going on, Jiraj? Holy cow. You've been listening. I'm very impressed. Nice work, brother. Nice work. Now you're going to start putting it together. That's great. It's just something I'm looking for. It doesn't have to happen, but I just want you to be prepared if for some reason, during that press conference, he says something that's sort of strange and the large traders pick up on it. We haven't had a big day with volatility in a while. So, yeah, it would be nice to have a catcher's mitt on Thursday morning. Exactly. Uh, it's all random. Idiot. Uh, I could joke around with him. That was said with love, Lear. Don't take it the wrong way. All right, folks. Before we leave you, come check us out at the Trading Syndicate. We have a resource for you with our AI trading coach. I think between the instruction that we provide and the AI that we've been developing to help traders get trusted information from real sources, not a vacuum cleaner of information from regular places, I feel that we are one of the best values right now. You get the AI and access to the room for like $19 a month. So you have time to learn. You're not rushed. It's an environment where you can ask questions. It's an environment where people help each other. So good actionable information. The AI is amazing because not only will it give you information, but it's not like Google. It'll actually give you a trading plan. It's really slow. See you, Brother Truck. Have a good one. Any questions? Okay, folks. Come on. We're going to test out 54 1/4 on the downside. Just under VWAP now. A little bit of liquidation. Looking for 54. I bet you as soon as I get off stream, we'll get a move. It always happens. Always happens after the first 2 half-hour periods of trading. Tomorrow, folks, we are going to do an execution class at 11. Okay? It will be recorded. It will be recorded. So we'll be working on execution and trade mechanics. And that's at 11 o'clock in the room. I'll post the link. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful trading day. Thanks for the folks joining us on YouTube. Please come check us out at tradingsyndicate.org. And have a safe and wonderful trading day. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 7:30 in the morning UK time, 2:30 in the morning New York time for all you insomniacs and people who live in Hawaii. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading day. And we'll see you bright and early in the morning. I'll check in the room in a little bit. Bye for now. Thank you. And thanks for liking and subscribing. We'll keep the YouTube algos fed. Appreciate that, Digital. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.